How's camp going so far for you 3 days in?
It's going good. Making a lot of plays, learning the defense, and just getting along with the guys. Like we all growing together.
How much different is what Raheem is implementing from what you guys did the last 2 seasons?
It's easier to play faster, and I feel like he's finer, more detailed with just like realistic things, and it's like a lot less thinking, and it's geared towards me and the guys, like our strong suits of what we do well.
You guys seem to have a really good practice on Monday, very kind of aggressive, a lot of pass breakups. I mean, is that sort of your strength, that sort of what Raheem described as sticky coverage, being kind of physical early on in downs?
Yeah, just being able to get attached to guys, or being able to contest catches, make plays, challenge guys more. So yeah, that's what he wants, and that fits us. That's the type of ball players we are.
The other day, Demo said he felt like you really opened up to him this offseason. And how would you just describe like your comfort level at this point in your career going into year 3?
I don't played a lot of ball my first 2 years. I realized that a lot of guys don't come in and play as much as I did. So just having the experience when you already got the talent and the reps, you see things faster, you process things faster. Things aren't new, or you're not seeing them for the first time. So it's just really the experience. And then, just talking to Demo, all the experience he got. And we just, talking about ball, talking about life, everything works as one. So the game's moving a lot slower. And, I'm just growing, trying to learn as much as I can, and just trying to make as many plays as I can, really.
You learned from Mike Evans.
Slowing down, going into this offseason. Did you do something different this offseason that you had a better understanding as to what was expected of you coming into this season?
I didn't really do anything too much different. I mean, I always put the work in. It was really just like you just get experience. You just see things that you didn't see before, just because you done played so much ball. So the game goes by slower. Everything just goes by slower. So it's really just an experience thing, a rep thing. Like my first 2 years, I've been playing football since I was 5, so I've always felt like I could play ball off just natural instincts, off reading and reacting. But when I can come out there now and tell you what formation they in and see double chippers and know he's only finna run 3 routes, it make the game that much faster.
Just going up against Mike Evans, what have you learned? And obviously, kind of grown up watching him, how's it just being on the same field going against him?
I think it's cool. Mike a real competitor. He's a real savvy guy. So just seeing the moves that he's able to do at his size that a lot of guys can't, and seeing just how he tracks the ball and how he be a pro, and just seeing certain things that he do is very, very interesting, and you can learn from it. But I also like going against Mike and competing with Mike, because I feel like we two competitors and two dogs. A dog recognizes a dog. Two dogs gonna go at it with each other, and two dogs gonna sharpen each other's sword. So
Cornerback kind of, defend a jump ball to him if you're in the end zone or red zone.
Mike's a physical guy, so you better get physical and fight pressure with pressure. And then at that point, it's just about judging the ball and playing the ball.
This offseason, Kyle Shanahan said that he challenges you because he has high expectations for you, and he wants you to meet those expectations. How do you kind of view that as far as, coming off of the season you had last year and knowing that your coach, sets a pretty high standard for you?
As just me personally, the type of man I am, the type of ball player I am, I know who I am. I don't necessarily need anyone to tell me who I am, but knowing that somebody like Coach Kyle, Coach Shanahan, knowing somebody like him is there to push me, is there not to let me slack, is there to be on my back. Like me and him talk, and we have conversations, and he's told me how he sees me, and it's kind of similar to how I see myself and what I'm capable to do and everything I want out of this game. So I appreciate him for just pushing me. Like, if it's a play where he feel like I can make it because He knows the type of ball player I am. He knows my talent and what I'm capable of. I can't do nothing but respect it because I feel like I can make that play too. So me just pushing myself is one thing, but having a coach that believes in you, that believes that you can be one of the best, believes that you can be, one of the top guys and all this and that, it just gives you more confidence to go work harder because you know that you're not going to let yourself slack, but you know that he's not going to let yourself slack either.
Demo said he feels like your confidence level is higher, especially when going against guys like Mike Evans. Has it raised, and how do you feel going into this third season?
I wouldn't necessarily say that it raised. I've always been a competitor, no matter who it was. If you go back to my rookie year and watch me guard Tyreek Hill, it doesn't matter who I was playing against. I'm my biggest competitor. It's just the fact of you get older, you get more experience. So you know what guys are finna come with and what guys are finna do. I wouldn't really say that, just because I'm going Mike Evans, it's like, or this past offseason is like, yeah, I'm more of a competitor now. I've always been a competitor. That's why I'm here, because I've always competed.
Renardo, you're a competitive player, and they added Jack Jones to the room. Jones is kind of known as a real dog, a real competitor. What have you noticed from him? Anything stand out about his game?
Jack's first off, Jack's a cool guy to be around, and me and Jack have conversations and things like that. He's a real savvy football player, and Jack has real good ball skills. I give him that. He competes just like we all do, and I've been like real impressed with Jack coming in. He plays a real, savvy, aggressive type of playing style when it comes to playing the ball, and it's like things from each defensive back in the room. Each guy does something extremely well, and if somebody does something extremely well, and that could be something that you lack in, I feel like you should try to pick that up, or you should try to learn from what you can, because we all in this together, basically.
Outside of it being the first game of the season, what are you most looking forward to about your trip down to Australia?
I'm really just looking forward to going to competing with the guys, just going to get in the W. Going to compete, going to put all this work, all this training camp stuff, all these meetings to use, and just going to do it on the big stage. That's really what I'm looking forward to, going to war with my guys.
You talked about now being able to look at a formation and kind of say, okay, it's going to be 1 or 3 routes maybe. Is that stuff that you did in college a lot, or have you recognized that that's something that's required in the NFL to have success?
I did it in college, but the NFL is more detailed and complex than college football. And in college football, I was basically this coach used to tell me, just go guard that guy man to man, and I just go press him and follow him all over the field the whole entire game. So now it's a lot more. You got to play off, you got to press, you got to read this, and you can't be late. Ain't no hesitation in our game. Once you see it, go. Like, even if you're wrong, go. Like, all that hesitation not gonna work. So just the NFL, it's more complex and detailed. You could make a play, and it's the difference between a pick and a PBU, and you only 2 inches off. But that hesitation, or just that not processing just as fast as you need to, that's the biggest difference between college and the NFL. The game is way faster.
It's also for you to have back Fred having Dre and Nick Bosa for your own game, so you can focus more on things, because now you got all the support from these superstars.
When you see guys like that you play with, the standards is always high. And, just knowing that they got your back, just knowing that, they going to give it they all, just knowing the type of dogs they are, the type of guys that they got, you look left and you look right and you see some savages, but on the side of you, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I don't really need a to-go speech. I don't really need motivation. I know who on my right and who on my left. So I love having those guys around me out there on the field.
A couple more.
Was that ever initially frustrating your first 2 years? Because it sounds in some ways much more simple to just follow a guy around all over the field. Were you ever thinking, like, I wish I could just do that? This is really much harder.
Not really, because offenses scheme up more in the NFL. So it's kind of hard to just play man the whole game in the NFL. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it was frustrating, because it's just part of football. Like, you got to grow. And I feel like in my first 2 years, I done made a good amount of plays, just playing the game of football, and especially being a young player, playing as much as I played my first 2 years. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was frustrating, because I done had success. I done had down moments. That's what I learned from. So, yeah, I wouldn't really say that it was frustrating or anything like that. It's just a part of the process.
It seems like this week you're doing a lot of raking the ball out, and it seems almost like a point of emphasis, maybe more so than a year ago. Is that something that Raheem emphasizes, or is that something that you've decided to do?
That's kind of always, been a thing. It just growing and understanding the game better and understanding when the ball is loose, when the ball isn't loose, understanding how ball carriers are thinking. You always want to try to take the ball away, any chance that you get. And got guys like Fred, who does it like in his sleep. You kind of just pick games up from being around, pick the game up from being around all these great players. So it was just a point of emphasis that personally I wanted to make, but our coaches do emphasize it, but it's always been something that they emphasize. I just wanted to put it in my head more, just like, when I'm going out there, just not doing it if I can. No, it's like, hey, at the end of this play, go punch the ball. At the end of this play, go punch the ball.
Biggest lesson you've learned over the last 2 seasons?
The biggest lesson I probably learned is just take accountability even when it's not your fault. Like even when no matter who it is, the media, anybody, the player, whoever it may be, point the finger at you. Just approach it how you do in real life as a man. Just take accountability and go and just fix it. Go and try to work better to accomplish the goal, to do whatever you got to do. All that pointing the finger, all that crying and complaining, that's not gonna get you nowhere. Take it for what it is, even if it's right or wrong, and then move on and just go get the job done.
Trying to find your voice in the building. Since coming into the NFL, obviously, you're just naturally quieter coming into a new situation. And beyond the football stuff, just being around the guys and feeling comfortable to have, the conversations and I guess be comfortable in your own skin here.
Ask the first part of that question again.
What's it been like trying to find your voice?
I don't really say it's me trying to find my voice. I know exactly who I am. I'm the type of person that I don't always say a lot, but I call things a spade for a spade, and I always I speak when I need to speak. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So it's just when you grow and you get older, and it's younger guys who look up to you, like younger guys who asking you questions and trying to see the way to do things, and I'm like, I've been there, I've done that, or I done did this, or I done had success doing this. It's like you want to help, people, you want to help guys grow, you want to help everything just elevate, because if we all elevate, then we better as a team. We're only as strong as the weakest link, basically.